I tried the AI approach to this video. An AI talked about 30 minutes about nothing. AI can decorate a subject, but it cannot tell you the real meaning of the subject. So in reality it has to come from the spiritual side of the human soul. The Holy Spirit helped me learn, and the Holy Spirit will help you learn what really happened and what will happen in the Bible. And the subject is Satan's rebellion from Genesis to Revelations. This is not fiction. This is what I call the code of silence in the churches, what we need to learn about our enemies that has been hidden from us by deception. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments below.
In the beginning, the angels rejoiced when God created the heavens and the earth. When everything came into being in an instant, and the North and South Pole was at 0 degrees, and the weather was tropical, no cold and no high temperatures. The weather stayed the same year after year on the earth. And the angels called the earth home, to take care of it with peace, serenity, enjoyment, and helpful to one another. A living paradise. The angels have bodies, and the angels breathe air, and the angels eat food, and the angels built cities. And the angels do not have wings, but they were able to travel anywhere without fear, because there were no violence, and most important is to make decisions by their own choice. Then there was Lucifer, the archangel, that God created as the most talented of all the angels, with beauty, wisdom, charm, and protector of the mercy seat and prince of the air. Lucifer knew that when God created something, that it is not to be changed. The creation is to stay in place and not to be altered in any way. And when Lucifer was standing with God and Christ, seeing the creation of the universe come into existence, the spotlight was no longer on Lucifer, whom the angels gave great respect to. The spotlight was on the Father who ordered it, and Christ spoke it. And Lucifer lost his position when God saw Satan's heart turn to jealousy and hatred. And Satan knew that he cannot achieve his position any higher than the archangel that he was. That's why Jesus said, "I saw Satan fall as lightning and cast to the earth." This was the beginning of the Luciferian rebellion. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will be as like the Most High. And the angels heard this, and some joined, and some did not join in with Lucifer. And there were other angels that disagreed with God's creation, and just don't care about life. We see that in our news today. Satan's campaign to send telepathic messages, putting thoughts into all the billions of angels on earth. After 1/3 of the angels joined in with Satan, his campaign rose to a greater height. Satan told the angels that if they join him, they will be as gods. Remember these words. You will be as gods. It will come up later. I have heard these words from 2 different people hundreds of miles apart and years apart that were influenced or possessed by an evil spirit, saying we will be as gods. The evil spirits were at one time in the world of old in their physical angelic bodies with Satan, in the rebellion. Hold these words, you will be as gods, of the mind, because it is said again in Genesis chapter 4. By 12,000 BC, Satan had an army over 6.5 billion angels, and they were coming after the 1/3 of the angels, either to force them to join the rebellion, or enslave them to do their bidding, or imprison them, because there could not be 2 sides. The earth was in total chaos. The evil was in the air, and God cleaned the evil out of the air on the earth. In Jeremiah chapter 4, verses 22 through 30, God told Jeremiah that his children, the angels, had become a little foolish, and they disrupted the way that God put in place, from perfect to destruction. And God split the continents, and the water flooded the land, and tore down their cities with massive earthquakes and meteorites, volcanic eruptions, that caused the earth to move 9 degrees off its axis, that it blacked out the sun, and without the sun the earth froze. The earth had to be cleansed to continue, and God brought all angels back to heaven, and not even one angel died. That is God's compassion and love for his children. After 12,000 years, the waters receded. The earth was standing out of the water. There was a 1/3 of the angels that refused to follow Satan's rebellion are called the chosen elect, documented in Paul that wrote in Ephesians 2, verse 4, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. I repeat, chosen us before the foundation of the world. Chosen us? Hey, that's you before the foundation of the world, chosen you before Adam, 12,000 BC, to be born the chosen elect, to keep God's promise. And the land dried up, and the dust that blocked out the sun settled. The sun shined on the earth, and the stars were back in place. And the seeds that were already in the ground began to sprout, and there was life on the earth. And God filled the oceans with life, and on the land with vegetation for the animals on the 5th day, and mankind on the 6th day. And when the waters receded, the beginning of the second heaven and an earth age. This is the age that we are living in today. Paul wrote, he knew a man who was in the third heaven. The third heaven and earth age, Paul was talking about John in Revelations when John was in the Spirit. Now the question is, why create mankind when God has all the angels gathered in heaven? The answer is for the redemption of the spiritual soul. The sin was the choice to rebel with Satan, to think they could be as a god. The angels have free choice to be born in the flesh for the redemption, and to walk knowing why and not be deceived by Satan, the prince of the air. And if and when you die you become as the angel that you were once from a long time ago, you have a spiritual body and a flesh body by choice. Satan and many of his fallen angels refused to be born in the flesh. And Satan and his angels, I believe the number of the angels is about 7,000, that will be cast out of heaven in Revelations. After God rested means Sabbath day for mankind, and all the host of them means massive persons or people from the 6th day creation. Some writing call them the Sumerians, the civilization before Adam. After the 7th day, God said there is no one to till the land, means agriculture, a farmer to grow crops and trade his crops with the 6th day creation that had hunting, fishing, stonework, tent making, and wool craftsmanship, and so on. It was set up for the ecology of the human race, a balanced diet. Satan witnessed the creation of mankind called the children of God, and Satan's plan, if God can have flesh children, so can he. So Satan pretended to be an angel of light, and told Eve her eyes will be open, and she will be as God. And Eve lusted after the serpent, and Satan seduced, means beguiled Eve. Abel was the child of Adam and Eve, and Cain was the child of Satan and Eve, twins by 2 different fathers. By now you are probably saying this can't be true. Then why did God tell the serpent that he will put enmity between her seed and his seed? And that means children. Then Cain killed Abel, and Cain was sent to the land of Nod, where the 6th day creation lived, and took a wife, and their children are called the Kenite, the children of Cain. And for 3,000 years the Kenite disrupted the lives of Adam's genealogy. And even in the time of Christ, when Jesus called the Pharisees a Kenite, that lied their way into the priesthood, the children of Satan. And Cain, the first murderer. The Kenite will be part of the locusts that come out of the smoke of the bottomless pit with the fallen angels, and Satan will have his army. And God will have his army, the 1/3 chosen from 12,000 BC. Now we are in the third heaven and earth age, when in Revelations, when John was in the Spirit, and also after flood, For 1,500 years the giants and the Kenite tormented the land of the time of King David. And now their ideology of a one-world system is starting to get stronger. Within 100 years after the flood, the Gentiles, that are not the descendants of Noah, are in the surrounding land in Genesis chapter 10. By these were the isles of the Gentiles, divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families and their nations. Genesis 10 verse 5. And I've been taught that only Noah and his family survived the flood. In the Strong's Concordance, a Gentile means a heathen nation people. The Hebrew word for Gentile is go'i, in the sense of massing a foreign nation, or a flight of locusts that are the Kenite, the children of Cain, and the locusts in Revelations chapter 9. Peter wrote, But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment, perdition of ungodly men. In this third age Satan, the evil spirits and the Kenite, went after Christ and failed every time. The fallen angels' evil spirits cannot abide with nonviolence and peace. There must be chaos, fear, violence, war, murder, political torment with lies, and many of the different ways to accomplish it. This frequency of chaos and fear give the evil spirits constant energy like fuel on a fire to give them more power. Without the violence, whether it is physical or in your thinking, it is the same frequency. Now you know why evil has increased more in the last few years. Satan hates the human race, including his children, the Kenite. Satan is only using them. Their bloodline from Cain has dwindled down to nothing by now. They will be the first to accept Satan, pretending to be Jesus Christ. The locusts in Revelations 9 are people at a certain time to set up a one-world government, money system, education, and a one-world religion. One of our responsibilities is to warn them. They also have a spirit and a chance just like we do. Satan's real goal is to stop the chosen elect from letting the Holy Spirit speak through them by war, abortions, violence. Satan and the fallen angels are commanded not to physically kill a human, or it will be over instantly. But Satan will physically kill the two witnesses, and after 3.5 days, when all prophecy is fulfilled, and when the 7th trumpet sounds, and the 7th vial is poured out on the earth, Christ comes from heaven having the 7 spirits of God, the most powerful force in the universe, to the earth, to the eastern wall of Jerusalem, and there is a great earthquake, and 7,000 angels that came with Satan die. This is the first spiritual death of anyone since the beginning of time. Everyone is changed from their flesh body to their spiritual or angelic body. I repeat, everyone the good and the bad are changed. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season.